Imagine getting paid thousands of dollars without doing anything. Here's how I nearly made $3,000 in the year of 2023 in dividend payments alone from my Robinhood stock portfolio, and 20% of that dividend amount came in the month of December. To put this in perspective, in 2021, I received $1,770 in dividends, and for 2022, I received $1,990 in dividends. So coming all the way up to 2023, finishing off the year, I received $2,351 in dividends, which is insane when you think about it, right? Because that's basically a 15% growth year over year. And it's crazy when you think about it, right? Because if you divide that by 12, that's basically $200 a month extra without doing a single thing. And so in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how you can also get paid from dividend investing. Let's go. Which is the coolest thing about stock market investing, because the best part is you don't have to do a single thing and you get paid. So you don't have to trade more time for money. You don't have to trade in the stock market. You don't have to watch the news. You simply just invest consistently for the long term and you get paid all the time. In this exciting new segment, we're diving into the monthly tales of dividends, which are those magical returns that we receive, which makes our portfolio sing. So let's dive into how much I made for the year of 2023, along with my philosophy and my strategy behind those investments and how you can also turn your portfolio up. So welcome to Dividend Diaries. You're getting a backstage pass to consistent income and savvy investing. So hit the subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, turn your notifications on so you don't miss any future videos. So why did I start this series called Dividend Diaries? And the answer is, we live in a time where passive income and multiple streams of income is just as important as your primary source of income. And perhaps Warren Buffett said it best. He stated that if you don't find a way to make money while you sleep, you will work for money until you die. And I definitely don't want that for you. Now, personally, I don't want to trade all my time and energy and resources working for money. And chances are, if you're watching this video, you have a similar goal or some similar values there, right? Because you want to spend and trade your time with things that you enjoy, things that you're passionate about, and end up doing the work that you value, that you want to contribute to society, rather than working for money 24/7, only to pay bills, living paycheck to paycheck. So I'm going to share with you some of the reasons why I invest in dividend stocks and dividend funds. And if you are somebody who's also looking for passive income and additional streams of income, then I highly recommend you watch this video through, because I give you a bonus tip at the end that's going to catapult your money to the next level. And I figured, since we're on a journey of life and financial freedom together, why not document it? And later down the road, maybe 10 years from now, we can look back at it and be like, wow, we can see all the progress that was made. Not only that, this can also provide you great insight in how you can build generational wealth as well. Part of my investment strategy is to continue scaling and compounding my dividend payouts every single year. And so that means I got to consistently keep contributing to the portfolio and reinvest in my dividends that I end up receiving from these funds. So the more I contribute to the account, not only does my dividend payments grow, but I also gain capital appreciation over time. And capital appreciation simply just means your stocks and funds price going up over time. Passive income provides financial freedom by allowing individuals to generate earnings with less active involvement. With this flexibility, you have more options in lifestyle choices, career opportunities, and things you want to venture into. Relying solely on your earned income, for example, your 9 to 5, can be a risky move because you need multiple streams of income. In an event where you lose a job, things happen, companies go out of business, you do not want to be left standing with no legs, right? And so that's why you want to prioritize passive investing. And you can do that by investing in dividend stocks and dividend funds. So in summary, passive income is a powerful financial tool that empowers individuals to achieve their financial goals, build wealth, and gain more control over their time and resources. I stated in the beginning of the video, for the year 2023, I got paid $2,354 for the year of 2023. So let's do a full deep dive on exactly what funds, what investments, what time of the month, how much I got paid, and you're gonna start to realize that yes, there is a way to win in this game, and things might be difficult. Inflation is high, things are expensive, interest rates are higher, but there are still ways you can still buy back your time, your life, your energy, your money, and the life experiences you want to have. Yeah. In full disclosure, I have 4 stock portfolios with various firms for different reasons, because I have different goals attached to those portfolios. But for the YouTube channel and all my social media educational platforms, I utilize the Robinhood portfolio as the education piece, as a point of reference to also show what is possible for everybody out there. So for this Dividend Diary series, we're only going to focus on the Robinhood portfolio and none of the other dividends from these other funds. brokerages. So Dividend Diaries is going to be a monthly series, and so we're going to start off with the month of December 2023 because it just happened and it just ended, right? So for the month of December, I got paid $490 in dividend payouts. That's crazy. Extra $500. Now this $490 came in from various sources. Some of them are funds and a few of them are individual stocks. And so let's talk about the funds first, and then we'll finish off with the individual stocks and some of the things you want to keep in mind going forward and how you're going to invest in 2024. Starting with December 6th, I got paid $44 from Schwab US Dividend Equity ETF. And those of you that are not familiar with this specific ETF, it is heavily focused on dividends and it has a dividend yield of 3.5%. Now, this fund is made up of a bunch of individual stocks combined into one, and all of these individual stocks have a history and a reputation for paying high dividends, right? So they've kind of consolidated them in one fund, and therefore you get paid 3.5% annually. Now, most funds, like this fund specifically, pays dividends every quarterly. There are some few funds that pay dividends on a monthly basis, and there are a few individual stocks that also pay dividends on a monthly basis. But generally speaking, the majority of funds and individual stocks pay dividends every quarter, meaning every 3 months. Followed by Vanguard High Yield Dividend ETF, which paid me $66 in the month of December on December 18th. And this is one of my favorite dividend funds because it's generally more affordable for the majority. You can buy fractional shares of it, right? And it has a dividend yield of nearly 3.2%. Slightly less than the Charles Schwab dividend fund that I just spoke on, but nonetheless, any dividend fund or individual stock that pays dividend around 3%, that's a lot of money that they're giving back to shareholders. December 19th brought in $42 from Vanguard Information Technology ETF, and this is kind of interesting because, you know, this information technology fund is not really focused on dividend payments per se. The reason why I'm invested in it is because I'm looking at the opportunity and the success of the technological industry in the tech sector. And so I'm more focused on capital appreciations there. But the fact that it also pays a decent amount in dividends, that is also attractive. And as a result, I got nearly $50 from it in the month of December. You know, I can pay for a whole gas, or I can buy Christmas gifts for loved ones. And you can tell that this technology ETF, ticker symbol VGT, is not designed and built to pay large amounts of dividends because its dividend yield is 0.68%. Now, December 20th is when the money printing machine went brrr because for some reason Santa Claus decided and knew that your boy was activated and was ready to get paid. Okay, so for December 20th, there was a lot of paychecks that came in from these dividend payouts. So on this day, the first dividend that came in, ticker symbol TQQ, which is ProShare Ultra Pro QQQ. That's which is crazy. I don't know how they came up with these names, but it is basically kind of almost like a spinoff of NASDAQ's QQQ, right? But anyway, I digress. Anyway, so that brought in $9 on December 20th, and that fund is particularly also not built or designed to provide you with a lot of dividends. It is, if anything, is actually leveraged, and so one has to be extremely cautious and careful when they put their money in this fund. But nonetheless, it brought me $10 on December 20th. And so TQQ actually has a dividend yield of 1.6%, which is pretty decent. That is not bad at all. The fun fact and the interesting thing about this particular fund is that it only pays dividends twice a year, right? Meaning every 6 months. So as of right now, they're not going to pay me again until middle of 2024. iShares Russell 1000 Growth ETF on this day also paid me $22. And this fund in particular is not designed to pay high dividends, right? So it doesn't have a high dividend yield. It only has a yield of 0.68%, which is very much identical to the Vanguard Technology, aka VGT. That's a ticker symbol. And so, I didn't suspect or expect a lot of money from it, but $22 is great because I do have a good amount of shares in here, so that helps. And this particular fund pays dividends every quarterly, so that means every 3 months. And so right now, the next time I'll probably get paid from this is somewhere in March. iShares Core High Dividend Equity Fund also decided to pile on the Christmas gifts by paying your boy $62 for the month of December on the same day, December 20th. And this specific fund is all designed to pay dividends. That's why it's called high dividend. I also received $42 from iShares Semiconductor ETF, and that's actually the fund that I spoke about in my previous video when I spoke on the funds that provided me with the most returns. And this fund, ticker symbol is SOXX, SOX, and it's a semiconductor ETF, which is basically a bunch of semiconductor companies combined into one fund, and therefore they actually perform quite well for the long term. So I'm mainly invested in this fund for capital appreciation, but the fact that I have a decent amount in there and they also pay a decent amount in terms of dividends, I'm very happy with my investment there. And hopefully they can keep paying more money with time. You know what I'm saying? We need the printing machine to print. And then the last payment that came in on that same day, December 20th, came from perhaps the most famous and world-known Mount Rushmore of all funds, the Vanguard S&P 500 Index Fund. And I received $90 from this specific ETF. And that was pretty cool. You know, it's nice. Almost $100. $100 in this economy right now, that goes a long way. Now check this out. On December 21st, I received exactly $21 from Vanguard Mega Cap 300 Growth ETF. And ticker symbol is MGK, just like the artist. And that was pretty cool to kind of get 21 on 21. 21 Savage. On the same day, 21st of December, I received $35 from Vanguard Growth ETF, ticker symbol VUG. And that's pretty lit because who don't like getting notifications of paychecks and payments and money calling them? And it didn't stop there because on December 28th, I received $43 from JP Morgan Equity Premium, ticker symbol JEPI, JEPI. And that was pretty lit to kind of finish off the year with a solid amount like that. Shout out to JP Morgan, man. Keep doing your thing. For my individual stocks, I only received dividends from just 2 of them. And in the past, I've received dividends from over 20 individual stocks, but that's because back then the asset allocation and the makeup of my portfolio was different, right? As I got older and continued on my financial journey, I wanted to spend less time managing these accounts and more time making content, teaching others, having fun, traveling the world, living life, enjoying food, yada, 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 right? And so I've constructed my portfolio to only in total have about, give and take, maybe 10 individual stocks as opposed to closer to like 80 to 100 previously. And so I only got paid from 2 specific individual companies. And the first one was Microsoft, ticker symbol MSFT. And I received $15 from Microsoft in the month of December. And the second individual stock was Nvidia. And I received only 64 cents because guess what? Nvidia basically pays damn near no dividends. Because if you have Nvidia or you're around it, look up Nvidia, look at their stock price. It has been going out the roof because it is a growth stock. It is not a dividend-based stock. And so I'm cool with getting just the 64 cents because Nvidia has been my number 1 performance stock, the king on the throne in the year of 2023. And it probably will be for 2024 as well. So just keep your eye on it. Don't go ahead and buy it. Just do your homework before you even touch it. Now, to some people, these payments may not seem like much, but in this economy, and many of us know that if we're being honest with ourselves, we can certainly use a few extra bucks. So if you can end up ranging between, it starts small and then it gets big, right? It doesn't happen overnight. You got to feed the money printing machine. And so an extra $100 to $200 a month can make a huge difference. That can be the difference between living paycheck to paycheck, having a little extra disposable income to enjoy life, or also be able to invest in your stock portfolio so it can grow much faster for you. And the best analogy I have for you, which might help you kind of conceptualize how this works a bit better, is to treat your money like an army. Okay, so you want to send your army, your minions into the stock market, and their goal, they have one mission and one mission only, which is to conquer other money and then bring it back to you in the form of capital appreciation and dividend payments like I've been describing in this video. And then your army gets bigger and you send them all back out there to conquer everything. And now, obviously, I want to conquer the entire world. And so I'm trying to grow a big army. Just kidding. I am not that type of individual, but you get the premise, right? So there's enough money out there to be made. There's enough money for all of us to make some and get enough, more than our fair share. So make sure you put in this money to work. So keep in mind, you might be receiving a dividend of 60 something cents. Maybe you, in the month of December, you got a total of maybe $10 or $5 in dividends. Don't think that because you're getting a tiny amount, it doesn't matter, okay? It's not the dollar amount that counts. It's the plan, the mindset, the philosophy, the strategy, the behavior, and your consistency in executing it. Like I said earlier in the video, my dividend didn't just grow to be almost $3,000 overnight. It took some years and it took some time. And so with that being said, now that we've started a new year, my dividend payout total goal for the year of 2024 is to hopefully breach $3,000 in dividends for the entire year of 2024. So part of my investment strategy for this year is to continue investing consistently every 2 weeks, no matter what the market is doing. And hopefully by the end of 2024, I have crossed this $3,000 mark. And if I'm able to do so, that would mean that I've averaged $250 a month, right? And ultimately, my next major milestone after that is to average $500 a month. And then eventually the goal is really to replace all my essential needs and living expenses with my dividend payments, right? So I still got quite a long way to go, but the goal is to document the journey every single month. So not only does that help me stay accountable and help me stay consistent, but it also helps you learn about different strategies and different ways that you can also apply and take advantage of this money printing machine that we call the stock market, okay? So until next time, happy investing, happy multiple income streams, and keep the money working, because guess what? You work hard for your money, and so should your money be working hard for you. Until next time, see you later. Tycoon. Cheat out.